everybody, thanks so much for joining me. This is going to be a Valentine's tutorial. We're getting very close to the holiday. I know it's one of those holidays that some people love and some people hate, but my theory is that there's no reason why you can't get a little glammed up for it. Either way, last year's look that I did was very sweet. It was all about pinks. It was really light and feminine, and so if that's something you're interested in, definitely check out that video. So this year I was like, maybe I'll just ask my Valentine what he wants to see as a Valentine's Day look, and he said something with a smoky eye. So that's what I did, but this is actually something I'm calling chocolate covered cherry because I'm utilizing burgundy and brown together, which is actually, I think, a really wearable combo, and I'm merging drugstore and high-end, also a really old classic favorite palette of mine, and something brand new. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. We're going to take you through face, eyes, and lips, so keep on watching. Starting out for the face, I just used my NYX HD Studio Photogenic Foundation. So this is a new one I'm trying. I plan to, use it some and then review it, but my shade is 03 Natural. So I just blended that all over, and then I used my Sigma F80 brush to really get it all blended in. Then I used my Dream Lumi Touch Concealer here from Maybelline, relatively new product. My shade is Nude, and I just went over any area like my under eye and around my nose that I wanted to do some brightening and some concealing. For some added coverage, I used my full coverage concealer trick. I have a whole video on this if you want more info, but basically I'm using a product from Bare Minerals called Bisque. The shade I'm using is Summer Bisque, and you can just kind of pat that over any concealer you have, and I feel like it mattifies the area more, it gives a little more coverage, and it can really be used on top of any concealer to just boost it up and make it a little bit more, full coverage. And to kind of set the whole look but not take away the glow, I went with my Bare Minerals foundation, medium beige, just really lightly, just went over everything. This is not the matte formula, so I think it kind of maintains a glow, but it also helps lock in your foundation for staying power. Then I went kind of all over with a light dusting of a light tone bronzer. This is Rimmel's Sunlight. It's matte, and I just kind of went all over the face just to perk up my skin tone. Contoured my cheeks with kind of a little bit warmer blush. This is CoverGirl Cheekers in Sierra Sands. So this can be a great contour, just gives the cheeks a little bit more dimension, I think. And then I went for a really deep rosy blush that I think just gives you that little bit of a flushed look. This shade is Red Vino, and I know it might look a little scary, but used lightly. I just kind of put it on more the outer part of the cheek, so as I smile, it's kind of right out in here, and I think it just came off really nicely. I love these Milani Baked blushes. For a little finishing touch on the face, I used my Lorac Perfectly Lit Powder in Spotlight. This is a great, great color for highlighting but not looking too shiny, so if you're concerned about that, this is a great one to just go on cheekbones, down the nose, Cupid's bow, anywhere you want. First, we're going to create a base on our lid using some of the Maybelline Color Tattoo shadows. The first one is Pomegranate Punk, which is a gorgeous burgundy shade. So I'm just going to pick up some of that on my finger and just basically smudge that all over my eyelid. I really like the longevity of this white shade, which is called Too Cool, and so I just get a little bit of that on my pinky. It's like each finger with these can be a different brush, so to speak, but I'm just going to pop that right here around the tear duct, and just use your pinky to slightly blend that both under the eye and above the eye, and you'll have just the right look. Next, I'm going to take one of my favorite quads of all time, which is from CoverGirl, and it's called Drama Eyes. I'm just going to take this red shade with the sponge tip. Yes, sponge tips can be used, and the goal with this color is to make this the sort of the burgundy pop right in the center of the lid. So just kind of pat the color in there. Don't worry too much about smudging it to this side or that side, because we will have shadows kind of sandwiching that on either end. Next, I'm going to take a brand new palette for me. This is the Too Faced Natural at Night, and it's got some wonderful warm browns that I thought would play into this look so well, and since I just picked it up, I'm really excited to use it. But first, we're going to go with this super shimmery, almost pinky shade right here. It's called Nightlight. So I'm going to pick that up on a small brush, just top the base we put there on the tear duct area and kind of blend it just a little bit on top of our burgundy. Then using a flat brush, we're going to go to Cocoa Star right here. It's a great matte brown. Pat that on the outer part of my lid here. And then you can see I'm just flipping the brush over and pulling that brown up slightly to the crease, and we're just kind of going all throughout the crease here. Then using just a bare brush, I'm going to blend out the border of that shade. Then there's the most gorgeous warm brown with I think some burgundy notes in it right here. It's called Eclipse, and this particular shade really attracted me to this palette. It reminds me a lot of Twinks from MAC if you need sort of a dupe for that. Also the red shade, you could use Cranberry in place of the CoverGirl Drama Eyes color if you have Cranberry from MAC. That's a gorgeous color, but as you can see, it doesn't take a lot. I'm just taking a little bit of that shade, and that becomes sort of the halo around this look. You can see when my eyes are open, it's just visible. That's another edge we're going to want to buff out. Then I'm going to use a wonderful matte kind of buttercream shade here called Spotlight. Just take a little bit of that with your fluffy brush, and this is going to be the border between our smoky look basically and our eyebrow. Under the eye, I want to go back to this red burgundy color in the CoverGirl palette. You can just use a liner brush, and in a not so precise way, I'm just kind of lining my lower lash line with that. Then I'm going to take a liquid liner. This is that new CoverGirl like 24-hour Line Blast, I think it's called, so just kind of a liquid liner pen, and I'm going to go all the way across my upper lash line, just thickening the line as we get closer to the outer edge of the eye. Then I'm going to take my Mally Evercolor Starlight liner in Midnight and basically just take this all through our inner rim. This is a very rich dark liner, so I love that touch here for the smoky look we're going with. And then I'm also going to just take a little right here on the outer edge of everything, and see how I'm just kind of connecting that up gently with the liquid liner. It just creates kind of a nice finish. Going back to Cocoa Star, this wonderful matte brown, picking some of that up on the very tip of a pencil brush, and we're just going to take that over the outside there. It's going to take away the look of any actual pencil being used. Next, we're going to curl the lashes. I'm going to apply some Atomic Volume mascara from Sephora. This is kind of a thick rubber brush mascara, and this is just kind of prepping the lashes for false eyelashes. Using Maybelline Lash Discovery, really wiggle it at the root of the lash where it's, you know, really growing out of your lash line, and then just kind of lightly pull it through to the end. And I'm going to use these lashes from Eyelure. These are the Naturalites Super Full. I just put on a very thin application of Revlon Precision Lash Glue, and I'm going to let that get tacky for about 30 seconds and then place it right on my lash line. I just grab the lashes in the middle and center my fingers up with the center of my eye and place them as close to my lash line as possible. You just kind of use your eyeliner as a guide here, and then secure them in both the inner and outer corners. After that, apply one more coat of mascara and you're done. For the lips, I wanted to go with something a little bit lighter. I really wanted the attention to go to the eyes, and for the lips to just be something that looked kind of plush and full, you know. So I used my Revlon lip butter in Creme Brulee, and this is going to give a nice little natural bit of shine. So I didn't use a gloss with this look, just went all over with Creme Brulee. And then I wanted to create some dimension, and this isn't really taking away from the nude lip aspect, but it's just deepening a little bit here on the outsides and leaving a nice amount of lightness and therefore the look of fullness on the inner part or the center part of the lower lip. So I used this Big and Healthy lipstick from Buxom. The shade is Fresno. It's one of my favorites for transforming lighter shades into something that I feel like works with my skin tone. So I just kind of applied that on the outer portions of the lip and then blended over it a little bit. You can use your finger to just blend over it if you want, but I feel like what that does is creates a sense of contrast with the lips, and it makes the fuller parts seem fuller. I like the theory behind this look because it is kind of like a guy doesn't necessarily care to see a zillion and one colors put together on your eye, but something about that smoky look and the lashes I think is really an attractive thing. And what I like about this look is that as you look dead on, you know, you're just seeing this kind of smoky halo of warm brown around the eye, but then you look down and you've got a nice little warmth of some red. And I think it's one of those kind of hot twists on an eye look that you can't quite put your finger on. You know, a significant other maybe can't, but you know you've done something a little bit special. And so I just really like that twist on it, and I'm also really enjoying the Natural at Night palette from Too Faced, and then of course merging that with an old favorite, which is my CoverGirl Drama Eyes. So thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone has a happy Valentine's Day. And whether you have a Valentine or not, I mean, take it as a day where you can share your positivity and your love with those around you. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and have a great day.